A lot of kind words have been said about me, but I want to clarify a few things. I'm not the world's foremost authority on anything. I never have been, I'm not now, nor will I ever be. I'm too smart for that. You may be a wonderful person, you may be very sincere, you may have done wonderful things, you break the law, and what goes around comes around. Consequently, it's all money, it's all manipulation and exploitation coming out of Phoenicia, Canaan. It goes back to the old Sumerian, Babylonian systems of words and terms and symbols and emblems that have been used to manipulate the whole human race. Because our masters don't give a damn about you or your family or your destiny with God. All they care about is what they have always cared about, and that's controlling the whole damn world. The church in America, unfortunately in the rest of the world, is organized crime. At its highest levels, it is high politics, major money. And anytime you've got major money and profound effect on masses of people, you've got to know you have organized crime. To help me, and this one teacher said that if you can tell an audience something about God so that the whole audience can understand it, then that will prove conclusively that you don't know anything. Because any pea-sized, ignorant, ill-informed, unread brain like yours cannot represent the divine presence in the universe. We do not know the hand of God. I'm ashamed of this country, and I'm ashamed of the people who call themselves Americans, who drive around with a damn silly-ass flag on their car and not even realize that's not an American flag. You can bet your bottom dollar that the religious institutions of this world are at the bottom of the dirt. The religious institutions in this world are put there by the same people who gave you your government, your corrupt education. The Knights Templars who set up your international banking cartels in the 12th, 13th, and 14th century are the same people that gave you educational institutions, colleges. And consequently, the world is filled with violence, bloodshed, or disorder. Good people are dying. There are children who are starving. Our world is in trouble. And people are calling out to God for protection. People are calling out to God to help our nation, and never realizing for one moment that the divine presence in the universe not listening. Why? Because you have your own concepts of whatever you think is true, whatever you believe to be true, but you have never confronted the real truth. We have something called the California criminal justice system. Criminal justice? Not American justice system, not the people's justice system. It is a California criminal justice system. You think that's by chance? Think about it. You think that the government makes mistakes? The only mistake is that you're thinking that they're making mistakes. These guys know what they're doing. When they say criminal justice, they know what they're talking about. The criminals are in charge of the justice. So consequently, when you go to church, just remember, it goes back to Mother Circe in Greece. Circe, if you go back to the library and get some books on Greek mythology, it will tell you that her name gives birth to what we call the church today. And Mother Circe was able to hypnotize people and bring them into her home, hypnotize them, and so that they would lose their mind and become animals, and then she would feed off of them, eat them and feed off of them. That's Greek mythology, Mother Circe. So consequently, Mother Church has done just that. She has hypnotized people, brought people into her house, and consequently lives off of them. One of the most important financial institutions in the world is the Roman Catholic Church, and all the other churches like the Mormons and Seventh-day Adventists and Christadelphians and Jehovah's Witnesses are trying to catch up with. when you see someone making a speech in that room, look on both sides of the podium. Don't look at the person talking. Look at the symbols. For many will look with their eyes but not see, and will listen with their ears but not hear, and with the heart not get the sense of it. You need to open your eyes and look at the symbols on both sides of the podium, which is about an 8 or 9 foot high fasciae, called a fasciae, a bundle of sticks with a hatchet head, the symbol of royal power in Rome. I think it was Hiram Mann that said, when no man is safe, when freedom fails, the best men rot in filthy jails, while those who cried, appease, appease, are hung by those they tried to please. Meaning that there can never be a common cause with darkness. There's no place for light dealing with darkness. You have to know the truth and seek the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's an old adage, but it's true. The more you educate yourself, the more you understand where things come from, the more obvious things become, and you begin to see lies everywhere. And now you're in tune with God, and now you can begin to see where things have come from and where they're going. In a law dictionary, you talk about being human. You know, well, I have human rights, the Human Rights Commission. You know what the word human means in a law dictionary? Hue is a word for color. You're a colored person, hue, man. You look up the word human in a law dictionary, and it says, sea monster. Law dictionary, not Jordan Maxwell. Sea monster. Okay, you look up the word monster. A monster is a human being by birth, but in some parts resembling a lower animal, a monster, having no inheritable blood and cannot be an heir to any land. So much for being a human being. Do not take anything for granted. Mr. Manly Hall once quipped that always trust a person looking for the truth. Don't ever trust the one who's found it. Because the universe is not only stranger than you imagine, it's stranger than you can imagine. The Passover is simply the sun passing over the equator, coming back to the northern hemisphere to again become the lion of the tribe of Judah. And when it passes over the equator on the Passover in the ancient Egyptian calendar was in the constellation of Virgo, so God's son is born of a virgin, and he becomes King of Kings and of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Virgo is one of the constellations of spring. Wake up. The entire thing is astrotheology.